And as soon as that man starts bringing out your demonic side, let him go. You're supposed to be a princess. Why are you acting like your father? You need to be with a man that brings out your soft and feminine side. As soon as you start acting like Debo from Friday, wrap it up.
Hey, yo, what's happening? Peace. Listen, this is why I can't stop making content. This is why I'm gonna keep on dropping because all they do is keep on feeding you. Listen, I'm like a pistol, and they keep on feeding me ammunition. Right, the clip is always full. I'm ready to spit fire, and all they do is just it's crazy, right? The stuff they say, and first of all, like I said, you have to listen. She said, when you start to act like your father. Oh, oh. So who is your mom's reproducing with? Oh, Octavius. Oh, Tyrone. See, they talk about genetics, right? They think they're, some scientist, A plus wizard in eugenics, but they don't understand how that works. Because listen, yeah, you might go after a dude who's tall, but when you look at these quote unquote tall dudes they pick, yo, dumb as a bag of rocks. Dumb as a bag of rocks. One thing I always realize, guys, and I'm not saying that height is correlated to intelligence, because it's definitely not. It's definitely not. But when you look at people, especially guys, right? I'm talking about the guys who are quote unquote short when they have kids, man, something about their kids is always special. These kids are always the brightest in the room, and you can always tell when they're young, bro. Listen, there was something. Uh, I'm gonna get back on topic. There was something a brother had made. The name eludes me right now. Matter of fact, I remember. It's a book of how to destroy young black boys, right? And I forgot the brother name who was talking about it in the video, but he mentioned all the way up until fourth grade, young black boys are pretty much A students, top of their classrooms. You feel me? And he made that video that was recorded like in the 90s or like 80s or something like that. So from that time period, again leading up, the young black men who were in their 20s and in their yeah, in their 20s in the 70s, 80s and 90s, right? A lot of those kids did come from that matriarch, but then again, a lot of brothers who are quote unquote short, right? They were still having kids. Again, I meet these guys who are what, 50 plus, quote unquote short guys, and they have families. And one thing about their kids, man, their kids are always very bright kids, right? And I'm not saying that height is correlated to intelligence, but when you look at the dudes that they pick who quote unquote are tall, I'm telling you, there is always a common denominator amongst that type of group of guys, man. It's very grug, right? It's very grug, and and it's not in all cases because it's not all dudes, but I'm telling you, they hyper fixate on very specific things. That's how you can keep creating the same thing over and over. Duh. Like I said, it's a common denominator. It's a common denominator, and I guess buck broken is the trait they look for because that's what it seems like they produce every time. You feel me? And all right, cool. You act like your father, right? You want to act like Debo. Guess what brothers are gonna do? They're gonna stop dealing with that. Because who is dealing with that? Why are you? Again, we already understand how your father aggressive. He punched on your mom. He treats your mom bad. You feel me? Or your mom thought he was the flyest thing in the world, all because of superficial things. Again, let's not even focus on the height, the hybristophilia, right? The love of the street dude, love of the Tyrone, love of the Glocktavius. You feel me? The fact that you're involved in criminal activity, again, that right there, that's why guys do it. That's what thug maxing is. Again, you put your life on the line for girls. Like, how many dudes can say they just chose to get money? Again, most guys who jump in the streets don't even try to make money. They just go straight to trying to knock somebody head off, bro. Because guess what? One thing about them, you can't really go around them acting street, trying to play the tough guy role because they know who's the real tough guys and who's not the tough guys. That's why so many brothers you end up in bad positions. The simps, right? The Simps want to go hard for him when they know, yo, that's not really you, bro. And again, these guys they end up in situations having to do time probably, or they might catch a body or something. They might have to go do time. These guys are living a lifestyle. And I'm like, bro, listen, you gotta relax. You doing all of that for what, brother? Sex? Yes, because in the black community, that's the only way you can. That's the only way you're going to be able to get action, at least consistent action from high quality. You feel me? And again, you might not have to be involved strictly in the activity, but you must have the image. The image is important because, you know, if you're just a square looking dude, they don't like that. Again, that's a negative against you. We've already talked about the nigga point system. Again, if you look square, like, bro, I've had chicks tell me, man, no, forget tell me, because yeah, they can tell you anything. They speak with actions, right? I saw with my own eyes, dude, the admiration, the glossing, the icing they throw on top, yo, the extra teriyaki sauce. You feel me? I saw with my own eyes, bro, the way how they glaze them. Listen, even black men don't glaze non-black women like that. Yeah, you see a chick, you know what I mean? Yo, she pretty. You're not just glazing though. Like, yeah, it's understandable. You feel me? It's understandable. I mean, I can get in more, talking about what I'm talking about, because again, you start to see ratios that I'm like, yo, yo, oh, for real? You know what I'm saying? Then you start to see brothers with some action. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Yo, but the way how they gloss them type of dudes, and again, common denominator, yo, they bugging. I'm like, that's why black men, it don't even matter with them. Listen, you have options, brother. I'm telling you. And see what's funny about it, right? When you look at the post on the screen, Shorty said, I argue just like Nicki and Cardi. That's why I stay out the way. I chose to be a sweet Southern belle. I told you those when I was down south. Let me tell you how the South really work, right? See, one thing about the females, they talk about a Southern belle. What is a Southern belle? She's supposed to be a freak in the sheets, but a queen in the sheets. And see, the way how it works, black man, right? They want you to provide and protect for all you simps down there. See, the simps down there, and that's hold on, let me get to it. That's why I make those videos about the chicks who are up north or on the west coast, and they talk about running down south because when you go down south, you have an abundance of simps. The simps in other regions, listen, if he doesn't want to deal with them, he doesn't have to. And guess what? Yeah, Tyrone might still deal with them, but they don't have no backup plans because all those dudes are doing something else. You get what I'm saying? All these dudes are going to go explore other options, right? And that's why they run down south because down south, one thing, the way how that works down there, Thugs, Tyrone, Glocktavius, those guys, they run the south. First of all, it's too many of them. You know what I mean? So who else can they compare you to? Who else can they compare you to? Like that's the only dude they can compare you to. So of course, obviously, it's less of them and more of you guys who are just regular men. So in their mind, it makes sense. Yo, let's go for these dudes. You feel me? So they want the Sims to provide and protect because again, your mind is dominated by that Christianity, those Bible Belt states, right? They beat you over the head with the Bible, and they talk about how they God fearing and everything like that, right? But then she wants you to provide and protect, but she doesn't protect that pussy. See, what you don't realize is, man, listen, it's up for grabs to whatever guy got the most money because down there, listen, I'm telling you, the jobs don't pay much. Don't get, why do you think I make those videos about Atlanta? Listen, That's why I told black men, if you're down there, you need to leave. I can't tell you how many brothers, older brothers I met, who told me, listen, yo, young man, you need to leave. And guess what I did? I left. I went down there with expectations that, you know, I mean, it it was an eye opening thing. It was something again. Real black man. All I'm gonna say is, yo, get up out that city, man. Trust me. If you're in that city, get up out of it. If you in deep in Alabama, get up out of there. You deep in Louisiana, yo, come on, son. I these chicks, yo, they yo, black man. I'm telling you, dude. Again, that Southern Belle stuff. Listen, I'm telling you guys, that Southern Belle stuff. They no, don't believe it, black men. But again, you dudes, oh man, I love them. I want black children. Yo, listen, I'm ready at the point. I mean, who knows if I'm gonna have kids? I really don't know. Marriage is off the table, but I'm already prepared mentally, right? And I don't even know if I'm gonna have kids, but I'm mentally prepared for my kids to look like Patrick Mahomes or Steph Curry or something. You feel me? I'm already prepared for it. Hopefully, they come out, more chocolate like me. And I'm not even a dark skinned dude, but I do want to see my kids brown. But I'm mentally prepared to see my kids looking like Steph Curry or Patrick Mahomes. Why is it that you're getting better treatment for women that look opposite to you? People might talk about, oh, you being fetishized. How? I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I'm telling you that's not how that really works. Like, fetishization only leads to sex. Brothers are out here with whole families, relationships with chicks that look opposite to his skin tone. That's fetishization. Again, you don't hear brothers talking about, yeah, we swirling, I'm divesting, I'm bunny hopping. Like, brothers don't put a title on it. You just date. You feel me? If the shorty just so happens to look opposite to you, yo, that's what I'm talking about, brothers. Open up your options. You're holding compatibility to a skin color. That's what I be talking about. Brothers, open up your, what I'm saying, your options, dude. You guys are holding compatibility to a skin color. Yo, anyways, yo. Like I said, you guys are still living in the South. I know what you're dealing with. You feel me? They're running down there to take advantage. Will willingly be a part of Tyrone's roster than than than, than to just be happy with you. They will rather be a part of Tyrone's roster than to just be happy with you, right? So she'll be a part of his roster while still having you on the side. That's insane. That's insane. But anyways, black man, I'm out. Peace.